Welcome to Montreal, Canada. It's a Akari on pole from Sebo Campo and Yuki Suo. Then it's Theodore Schumacher, Carlos Sainz, Daf Sanchez, and Jaco Tiguanes. Ryan Babner starts 8th from Marcus Nelson and Revo. Then it's Vashitan Chan, then his teammate T. Gabo. UK Ball only 13th with his teammate alongside. Then it's Iwald, Pastor Maldonado, Bob, Daniel Baltasarov. Lawless Leclerc is 19th with Leo alongside. Then it's MF1 World and Mil Rez. With the two championship contenders once again on the front row, it's Akari from Ocampo. If Ocampo fails to finish, and it finishes as it is, as we go green, Akari can lead the championship leaving today. But off the line, it's a poor start from Ocampo. Plus the outside line coming through the first few turns, but he'll get the inside coming out, and it will be the lead for Ocampo. But he's still got Akari to worry about. Less than a tenth of a second separating the race leaders, who have bolted away from the rest of the pack. Suo definitely holding up a Formula E.5 as Kynes then getting himself up into third. Bashi Chantan colliding with his own teammate to get a time penalty. Leclerc drops to 19th. Leo up into 18th. Mil Rez the 19th position. But Ocampo getting the better second part of that launch to get himself up into the race lead. And they are 2 seconds ahead of now Yuki Suo. David Cameron further down the order. He's up in 9th now. From 14th on the grid, he's up into 9th. From 13th on the grid, UK Ball, his teammate, has dropped to 14th. So one of the Brawns is having a better day than the other. Gabo and Revo fighting over P10 as we come through this very twisty chicane. They had the wall removed earlier on, but that has now caused issues with drivers coming into the pits. The Leclerc, man, still yet to score any points in this championship in this season. Currently 22nd place, but it is Ocampo 1.8 seconds ahead of Akari. Akari, now actually under threat from Yuki Suo on lap 2 of 17. Babness trying to get past Carlos Sainz here. Tried to go around the outside, couldn't get it past the Spaniard yet. But now he has to try and close in. He's going to get DRS. He's going to get attack mode rather on this lap. As further back, that is Jaco Tiguanes is getting ahead, I believe, because Babness now up into 4th position. Bashi 10 now with 10 seconds left of a time penalty. So that will be added on to his final race time. And there is a chance that drivers do decide to come into the pits at the end of this lap. It is very much a race throughout with the Wall of Champions. Maldonado hits Mil Rez! Pastor Maldonado hits the back of the Swedish number 6 car there, coming through the Wall of Champions, and Mil Rez forced to hit it. Bashi Chantan also involved in this incident somehow. We believe he took him out, and Mil Rez is out of the Prix. Bashi Chantan still going. He hasn't got any damage to his front wing, but he does have possible floor damage. And it is a full course yellow. Yuki Suo throughout all of that, by the way. He's found himself up into 2nd. So this is hampering Pinnacle's chances of taking the championship lead. But around Montreal, you don't want to be leading until the final lap. The last lap is the lap where it counts, as long as your tyres have held up. But after just 3 laps, the soft tyres are going off a cliff. 49% on Akari's soft tyres. We go back racing then. It's no wonder Mil Rez went into the barrier there. There was no grip there. Ocampo peels into pit lane. Just about misses the barriers. It's because we all know how much of a problem that is around here. As into the wall has gone. Daf Sanchez is at pit lane. He's going to lose some time there, but that's game time for drivers going through the pits currently. MF1 World, he's going to be diving into the pits. You can tell if they're diving into the pits because there is a driver determined pit line, and Lawless Leclerc also in the barriers. And can he get himself back into the pits? I don't think he should. I don't think he should get himself back into pit lane. And MF1 World currently driving through the pits, and I think Leclerc is out of this one. I think he might be out. Because there's a problem with that car. It's just not driving in the correct direction. And yes, out of the race goes one of the Mercedes cars. And it'll be another day for Leclerc where he can only score nothing. 21st classified driver. Unfortunate for the British number 16 car. Jaco Tigrana is up in the back of the championship hopeful in a car then trying to close in. Daf Sanchez currently 17th in the race. He's third in the World Drivers' Championship quite comfortably, and he doesn't really feel like he needs to do too much. Into the pits comes the top three then all together. Hines might come in on this lap. We don't know. Ravo is coming in at the end of this lap. He's earned quite a bit through there, and he hits the barriers. It was a very quick entry there. UK ball out of this Prix at pit entry. Ravo hits the barriers. It's a very quick way of getting through there if he can get his car pointing back to the right direction. His teammate now going back past him. And that is day over for the Italian number 7 car. It's another wreck. We could see something we haven't seen in a while. Red flags flying out. That could happen. But I don't think we will, because it's just 4 cars out in 5 laps. Mathematically, we could still have like 3 cars in this race. We are on board with the car, then Yuki Tsuo up ahead trying to get past Theodore Schumacher. He got a corner cut penalty, but it doesn't matter to the Japanese 19 car. He's gotten past Theodore Schumacher's the Slovakian number 90 in that Skoda. And he doesn't even want to pit yet. Schumacher not pitting. So, it is Suo from Schumacher. And out of the race, Pastor Maldonado hits the barriers. Out goes Pastor. And he might need to find one because my oh my, drivers coming through that chicane really quickly. Taking out another driver, the Wall of Champions. This race known for eating up finishing points like nothing else really. Sebastian Tan going pretty slowly, even for DSC. But we will go back racing now. It's Suo from Schumacher from Akari. As it would stand, Akari would eat into Ocampo's championship lead, but it would not be enough to take the lead. For Akari to lead this championship, he would need to win the race with Ocampo not being in the points, or Ocampo being 10th and Akari winning, but he'll have the fastest lap. The fastest lap, by the way, guys, currently with Yuki Tsuo. And if you are a Sky Q, Sky F1, an F1 TV, or a now customer, as we see Theodore Schumacher come through the pits, and virtual safety car, the championship leader's out! For the second time, the championship leader, Sebastian Ocampo, faces turmoil and is out. And he will score no points today. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it's happened 2 races in a row. Ocampo will score no points in this Prix. Gabo getting a free pit stop down at Nissan Nismo. Same with Bob actually, but they were going to have it anyway because Sebastian Tan now coming down the start-finish straight. Just about keeping that position. But as I was saying, if you are a Now TV, Sky Q, Sky Glass, or Sky F1 or F1 TV subscriber, push the white button below this video and the like button below, and you can subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit the bell as well, so then you get notified when the next Formula Monoposto Championship race drops, as we see Yuki Tsuo come through the final chicane, as Carlos Sainz dives down into the pits and hits the barriers. Bob Deshard for the corner cut warning. Fabness now, he's going down that straight. And can Carlos Sainz get his way back into the pits? He's got a lot of steering lock there, and he is finally into the pits. But it's just the same with every driver. They're all going oh so hot also deep through that chicane that it's not even surprising that we see so many drivers crashing. And Yuki Suo currently leading the way, 2.6 seconds ahead of Akari, who, if the race would finish as is, he would not be leading the championship. He would still be second, but the gap would only be 8 points. 8 points or so. That's all that's in it, and I do believe, yes, is Toyota pulling in and out of the race. Goes Yuki Suo. He went into the hyperdrive pit box, and Akari also out of the race. Oh, the top two in the Z3 both out of the race. Akari and Suo out in Montreal. And as Theodore Schumacher now comes into the pit, I believe this is for wet tyres. It is raining out there. He goes on to intermediates. He's going to inherit the race lead. Skoda Volkswagen, the team that this season have been as anonymous as ever, they're going to be leading this race with one of their drivers. You can't have written this at the start of the race with the two championship leaders holding the front row, both of them out of the E3. And now Dav Sanchez, it's his turn to try and into a championship lead. He's currently in 9th position. He might actually not even be in the points. Where's Bob? He's coming to the pit. Sanchez is going to be down in 13th, second to last with the back of Santan. Quite a ways off the back of him. Well, Iron at Fabulous as well. This is going to be helpful for his playoff ambitions. Because remember, these drivers are not just fighting for the regular season championship that ends at Manila. Is it Manila? I don't know, man. It just sounds right to me. They are not just fighting for the regular season championship or just the constructors. They are fighting for the full world championship at the end of the playoffs, which is also ending at Manila in the Philippines. So we're looking at Tijuana's then. Salas finds with a corner cut warning, trying to defend from Bob there in the number 11 car. He's using attack charge as he charges towards the Spanish number 55. Can he get past him? He's side by side, diving down the inside, and he does take P10. Looks to get a little bit of a tap behind Bob, setting as fast as third sector. He's almost out of attack charge, so he needs to close in on Gabo, that Nissan Edam's car, as quickly as possible. But that number 29 car is not going to go down without a fight. Both Nissan cars are known for just defending as much as they can, even if they don't get too much out of the car. And it's just because of how new Nissan is as a team. They can't be world beaters immediately. They are not as well funded because Red Bull left them with nothing. Theodore Schumacher leading the way on lap 11 of 17. And Skoda have given their driver an immensely incredible strategy. Leo currently in 4th place, currently the only pinnacle car in the race, ahead of the only DS Andretti car in the race by just about 3 seconds. This is how the pinnacle would want Leo to be in this race. They would want it to be in the race and be scoring points when Akari can't. That's basically what they have to do. But Theodore Schumacher still leading out there. He's having a little bit of a Sunday drive, if you ask me. He would like it to end as is, but there is some signs on the radar saying that there is a likelihood of it going dry again as they come through the final chicane. And we are on to lap 12 of 17 then. Iron at Baroness, currently second. As it was the last time out in Melbourne, he's second. as it was last time out in Melbourne, he is trying to close in on the race leader. But likely as it was last time out in Melbourne, he might not be able to close in enough. He might run out of laps here. He's five laps away from the end of this race, and he's 2.3 tenths off the back of Theodore Schumacher. And it does look to be a little bit drier out there. The clouds a little bit dimmer. They aren't as heavy as they once were, but you can check. Yeah, there is still rain falling. There is spray coming off the back of that Skoda car. So, Fabness, technically, within touching distance of the race leader. He would have been third as well, so 1.7 seconds. I don't think Fabness is going to close in enough. He's likely just going to try and hold station. But close in is quite a big ask for the Romanian number 14 car, formerly the 6. And I don't know. There is not too much I can say after this race. The next round of the championship, I'm going to check because I believe it's London, and there will be a special intro for both races at London. I will check the calendar. Where is the calendar? There it is. And yes, the next round of the championship is Las Vegas, actually. We'll be going to Vegas next time out. I thought for sure it was going to be somewhere else, but Vegas was where the first champion was crowned, by the way. So Marcus Nelson, currently he's trying to defend from David Camino. This was where he won his first race back in season 2. Season 12, rather. Lap 14 of 17. And he's going to try and send it down the inside on the season 9 champion, Marcus Nelson, on the outside. It is David Camino. They're going to go side by side down the line. And Camino had the better run. And he is going to be ahead of Marcus Nelson for 6th position. But remember, he does have a 5-second time penalty. So no matter what happens here, Camino needs to build up a gap. Because as it would stand, he would still be behind the Danish number 13. Bogdasarov now, he's the next target for the Braun Honda car. He's going to go and try to go side by side. He dips a wheel onto the grass. It's a wonder that he didn't spin. And he's still trying to find as much of a gap as possible to try and get past the French number 97 ahead. Leo ahead of these guys, currently 4th. As we go into lap 15 of 17. And he's somewhat struggling with his tires. 70% for the intermediates. This is going to come down to around the 60s by the end of the race. Ashley Chantan currently quite a ways back. Marcus Nelson coming back on David Camino. Could he find his way back? He sends it down the inside at turn 2. Oh, that's an unsighted move. And what could you expect? He is a champion in the series. The number 88 trying to fight his way. He claw his way back past Marcus Nelson. And he's not really close enough to do it. There is a saying I've heard in NASCAR about drivers who have lost the race in the worst way possible, and that's very wide. It's from Camino. And that saying I was going to talk about was to lose. Who's in NASCAR, you have to win bigger. Camino retakes 6th position, but that was a very worrying moment for the Braun Honda car. And on to the penultimate lap, the race leaders go on to. It's Theodore Schumacher from Babinus, but Camino and Nelson, they go side by side. Nelson still just a bit behind in the Romanian number 88 car. And he's gonna try and stay ahead, but Camino got a way worse exit coming through that chicane. So Nelson retakes P6. And it will be his turn to try and go after Bogdasarov. But look at the gap between those two cars. 2 seconds between 5th and 6th. And it's definitely looking to be drying up a little bit out there. You can tell that the spray effects weren't using Unity's particle system. They probably should have. But 8 tenths, 1 second, 1.2 seconds. Fabness is nowhere near close enough to try and deny Theodore Schumacher and Skoda Volkswagen a race win here in the wet of Montreal. It started dry and it's gotten wet. And Theodore Schumacher now, he has only one more lap to go to punch his name into the championship's history as a race winner in season 15. Well, we were saying history was going to be made this season. I don't think it was going to be this. But Tigrana is currently still third, 3 seconds ahead of Leo. Fastest first sector for Theodore Schumacher. We usually see quite a bit of carnage on the final lap here in Montreal. Nelson and Kamino still fighting over 6th position. And Kamino back ahead, but he's still got that time penalty. Bogdasarov currently in 5th position with the fastest first sector of anyone. The race leader's coming through that hairpin now. Gabo resetting the fastest first sector. He's currently in 9th, but coming down the back straight, it's Theodore Schumacher, Slovakia, in the number 90 car. He's got a very, very short distance between here and the checkered flag. He comes through the final chicane. He sees the checkered flag. Theodore Schumacher wins in Montreal season 15. Fabness, for the second time in a row, is missing out on a race win. Jaco Tigranes comes home with a P3. And well done, Leo, on P4. Bogdasarov is 5th, as in the midfield. All hell is breaking loose. He's further back. That is Sanchez getting past Carlos Sainz there. Gabo with the fastest lap. First fastest lap for a Nissan driver in the championship. And Kynes has lost out on P12. As we see Vashi Chantan come across the line. And this is the podium then. Theodore Schumacher wins in Montreal from Einat Babness and Jaco Tigranes. If there were 3 more laps, it would have been dry because there was no rain falling at these celebrations, just tears of jubilation. Then it's Leo, Daniel Bogdasarov, Nelson, MF1 World, and T. Gabo. David Kamino does come home with 2 points from Bob, iWorld, Dash Sanchez, Carlos Sainz, and Vashi Chantan. Your non-finishers were Akari, Yuki Suo, Sebastian Ocampo, Pastor Maldonado, Ravo, Ukable, Lawrence Leclerc, and Emil Rez. In the drivers' standings, Ocampo leading the way from Akari and Sanchez. Then it's Ravo, Ukable, Leo, Suo, Kamino, Fabness, and Theodore Schumacher. Those are currently the drivers who would make their way through into the playoffs. Just outside of the cutoff line, in which is 10th position, is Jaco Tigranes, 8 points back. Then it is Daniel Bogdasarov, Pastor Maldonado, Emil Rez, Vashi Chantan, iWorld, Marcus Nelson, Bob, Carlos Sainz, T. Gabo, MF1 World, and Lawrence Leclerc is still yet to score. In the constructors' standings going into the Sin City, 2 points. 2 points. That's the gap between DS Andretti and Pinnacle Formula E team. And Toyota Gazoo is currently 3rd, but Hyperdrive Racing have leapfrogged ahead of Braun Honda Grand Prix up into 4th. They have gone 9 points ahead. Then it is Skoda Volkswagen in 6th position, Lamborghini Mako, Jaguar, Renault Edams, Nissan Nismo, and Mercedes Formula E team still yet to score. We'll see you guys next time in the Sin City for the Las Vegas E Prix.